Hey, welcome back to Panic Better. I'm glad you could join me today. This is Tony. We have a pretty good selection to go through. Some strange, some creepy, some mysterious, supernatural, maybe some Bigfoot. We'll touch on it all. You know the ones that you like. These are the ones. We're going to look at them. Are they real or are they not? Let's find out. Here we go.
In Canada, a photo of what is said to be Bigfoot has surfaced. It's the oldest captured image of the mysterious ape. The photo is owned by Tom Biscardi and Lyle Billette of Victoria, Canada. It shows an image of what appears to be a large, hairy creature, a Sasquatch, lying on the snow with long, thick arms visible and part of his large body and legs also showing. On the left edge of the photo are snowshoes and what seems to be a fence and a large building on the right side, but where did the photo come from and who took it? Well, according to the story, wild trappers encountered the ape-like creature in the Canadian mountains, and they shot and killed it. It's possible this may have happened near their cabin, or they took the body thereafter. At the back of the original photograph and some text, it reads, Year 1894.
Ooh, that was a long time ago. That was serious panic time there. No goofing around. No internet. No telephones. No television. Just, what the hell was that? Instantly the answer is, kill it. No matter what it is. That's how it is. That's how it was. A lot of places it's still like that. Here we go. Oh yeah. That's pretty strange, huh? Imagine running into that in the woods. Yeah, you wouldn't want to see that. Pretty sure, even if it's fake, that's one heck of a big dude. Or, other. Except that one. Kind of looks like a scraggly grandma or something, huh? Well, none of them you'd like to encounter in the woods. Well, I wouldn't. Would you? Have you? That's the question. Have you? And do you even go out in the woods? I do. Do a lot of camping. See a lot of weird stuff. Hear a lot of strange things. Mostly, it's a blast, though. Just like this one. Here we go. This doesn't look like it's going to turn out to be too much fun. It's already got that spooky feeling.
Do you see that?
Yeah, what is it?
Over there, look, over there. Do you see that?
What the hell?
Run.
Wait. Because that was it again, right there. Wait.
I don't like this.
You see that? Right there. Look.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what if it's real? What are you standing there for?
I don't like it.
Okay, fuck.
Oh crap.
Go. Stop.
Interesting. Was that real? Kind of creepy. Very, very strange. If it was real, it would definitely keep me out of that area. No more forest in that area. I don't know. Kind of far-fetched, but it looked good. You never know. Let's move on. Here we go. What about this one?
Hi guys. in order to prove these shadow figures are real, we've been having this all day today, or I have, I've been here. We've got shadow figures peeking around this door today, and we can see them on the front screen of the camera. Yeah. So, what we're trying to do, in order to prove that, prove that these are real, I've maintained something. Thanks. That's really good. So she's going to grab the camera as soon as you see one.
There it is again.
And I'm pretty sure it's pretty hard to see from there. Yeah. We'll try and push it back to get the best. Yeah. She's going to grab the camera and get it up the stairs because she's nowhere to go on the stairway. Yeah, you'd hear somebody running up the stairs. There's no other rooms to go in. So, you know what I mean? That's what we're doing. So.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Get ready, guys. I'm pretty sure.
Sonic speed coming up.
Don't cover the screen. It was how you cut the video. Yeah. Just try and grab it and that's the time.
Here we go.
Yeah, go. Quick.
Hurry. What the hell?
Nothing. Nope. Nothing.
Oh, no.
No, there's nowhere to show. This is flat against the wood. Yeah.
Definitely didn't think that there was stairs there going up like that. Thought maybe it was a hallway, you know, or another doorway or something. What do you think? Kind of spooky. If it is happening to them, they're stuck. Youch! Has it ever happened to you? You ever seen anything like that? What about like this?
Are you here to harm me or my dad?
Yeah. You did it to yourself.
I'm gonna put our things on.
No. So you catch fire or you get electric shock. So we know it's a move. But I ain't putting enough fingers on it. So.
And what else are we gonna ask it?
Oh no.
Caught fire? What?
Are you here? Good one. It's original.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty much going here.
Yeah.
It's whether you want to move it or not. Or whether he uses again.
Why are you coming after me?
Pretty sure if this is real, it's not funny.
Nothing.
No, I don't think it is anyway. Might be. To them.
Are you here to harm me or my dad?
Cool.
What?
What?
Cool.
What?
You.
No.
Well, is that really happening?
No, I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this.
It's not playing, is it?
Or whatever this is. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you better get out of there. If that's real, move! Run!
Okay. Fair enough. You want to play with it on your own?
No.
But you see what they're doing. They're not going to run.
No?
They did it to themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's real, they need to get out of there. Caught fire. It's up in the air. Yeah, I mean, come on. What's next? Do they have knives in the house? Anything sharp? Anything more dangerous? Yeah, that's nothing to laugh about, is it? But they think that it's pretty funny. We'll have to pay attention and see how funny it gets. Till then, here we go. I think this is like a SpaceX. What do you think? Looks cool. They've been kind of all over. Huh, what is that? There's two of them. Huh, that's pretty interesting. Two things behind it, whatever it was, whatever they are. What do you think they are? Looks like the SpaceX. I don't know about the other two things though. It's up in the air. We'll have to think about it. Till then, here we go.
Easter Island.
Oh man, Easter Island. I've been trying to go to Easter Island for the last 10 years.
You can't get in?
Nobody's going to get in now because somebody went there and lit that place on fire. Yeah.
What?
They burned down the majority of the moai heads. They put some type of a chemical on the moais and lit that on fire, which melted solid stone.
When did this happen?
That happened in October of 2022. Yeah.
Somebody went there and ruined it.
How do you get that much fuel on the island? It's hard to get there. How do you get the fuel there? Somebody manually had to go and burn all these heads. Our biggest dream was to go there because those bodies, their heads are just the top of the body. There's full bodies underneath the ground that go down for meters. And their hands are holding weapons. They have technology in their hands. These things are super megalithic. The reason why their heads are above the ground is because there was obviously a global flood, and that's a mud flow that covered these things up. There's similar heads you find in South America.
Really?
Yes, with the bodies still attached. There's this link. It wasn't just isolated civilizations, that this was at one point a global civilization.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You never saw them all the way undug, though. We only seen them, the top sticking out. But who's taking fuel there to melt them? Is that real? And you know, it is burned. It did happen. Why, though? Well, we won't know. We can only speculate. Until then, we'll move on right to here.
This is Jenny Wine, known as the Wild Child, after suffering from her father's torture, abuse, neglect, and severe social isolation. It was born in 1957. She is the second surviving daughter of her parents' confession, and two other children, one of whom was a baby, died after her father locked in the garage. He got pneumonia, the only Moody. Jane survived, being quarantined and abused, just like her, but he was rescued by his father and grandmother when he was 4 years old. By the time she gave him back to his parents, he had been grotesquely improved. His father had given up isolationism, but not Jenny. After Jenny's father and grandmother died, her father went crazy once. Since she was 18 months old, Jane's father has kept her in a dark room where she spends 13 hours a day on a strapped shirt. Fully mobilized, he forbade her any social interaction, to the point where she even allowed her mother and brother to communicate with Jenny. It was so bizarre that mother and brother had to whisper in the house because father didn't like it. If they speak without permission, beat them. Jimmy, while trying to speak, smashed her with a board and she growled and scratched her. He even let his nails grow for this purpose. Your feed is grain, liquid, and sometimes boiled eggs. Dine's divorce was great and his father let him play packing games. Jenny's mother is almost blind and completely passive to her husband's behavior. He beat her and another son so hard and threatened them with our involvement in the abuse that he didn't allow her to visit her parents with Jenny until years later. By that time, his other son had run away from home. 3 weeks later, Jenny's mother decided to ask the disabled for help with a welfare suggestion. However, due to her poor eyesight, ironically, she finally fell into a social work accident when she saw Jenny next door from the social worker. Assuming that she was 6 years old, she was shocked to learn that she was 13 years old. After they investigated her condition and discovered the ill treatment she had suffered, he was scheduled to put her father on trial. He committed suicide the day before, and the sequelae of isolating and abusing Jenny are absurd. Because her whole life has been kept in a room of 3 square meters, she can only focus on things no more than 3 meters. At the age of 13, Jenny's psychological age is a 1-year-old baby. She can't chew and keeps food in her mouth until she dissolves. Jenny can only go this way. She has no body to express anything. She said 2 words to it and stopped saying it. Basically, she has no first language. After Jimmy's partial recovery, she passed through some foster homes but also suffered abuse on them. The last news from Jane was in 2008 when she was 51 years old. She lives in a shelter, never recovers, and only speaks for sign language. Gina's road is much longer and she has suffered much more abuse and consequences, but it was not captured in that video.
Oh my God. What the heck is wrong with people? Can you believe that crap? Yeah. what? Oh, I don't even know what to say. It's like, what can you say? You just, yeah. Well, we're gonna move on. How's that? Here's what's up.
1,000-year-old Bible prophecy is happening right now. And billionaires are terrified. Isaiah 2 verse 19 mentions how God's enemies will hide underground and in caves in fear of him. And I quote, people will flee to caves in the rocks, into holes in the ground, in the fearful presence of the Lord, the splendor of his majesty, when he rises to shake the earth. As we know, several billionaires have built underground bunkers recently. What's strange is how they all built these bunkers around the same time, each costing hundreds of millions of dollars. Mark Zuckerberg even went as far to make a doomsday bunker. Even though some people think they're just doing this because of upcoming solar storms, there's something much deeper happening. The book of Isaiah was written over 1,000 years ago, and it prophesied this exact time we're in now. We must begin taking the Bible seriously because it is very real that we understand that. Now that we know these billionaires are building bunkers, that must mean we're close to Christ's return. I speak.
It's happening. What do you think? What do you recognize? What do you see? The most important thing is you stay safe. You recognize whatever's around you that puts you there. And then you move on and enjoy life, right? Stay focused. That's all you can do. And, tune in and watch these videos. Here we go.
He gets sent to me. He doesn't quite believe that, he doesn't understand what this remote viewing is all about yet because he's brand new to the program. He's brand new to this experiment they're trying to put together. So he tries to test himself on Skylab in 1978. I think it's coming down from, it was going to come down out of orbit and fall down and break apart. They were really worried major chunks of this, like refrigerator sized stuff, was going to come down and land on somebody's head. Telemetry wasn't what it is today, so they had no idea where this thing was coming down or when it was coming down. So if I have an opportunity to fail, this is it. Because no one knows where this thing is coming down. And so I'll just go into my remote viewing process that I'm being taught how to do this. And he came up with a date and he came up with a location. As far as the scientists were concerned, they were like, okay, this is going to land somewhere. This is going to re-enter somewhere in this 6-month time frame is the best place. He wrote down a date and he walked up and put a pin on the map. Pin on the map happened to be in Australia. And the date he missed by 6 days.
Oh.
The date was close. Pin that he put on the map, he missed the location of re-entry by 30 miles. Statistically is 1 in 6,656,000. It's like hitting the lottery numbers in your first try. Standing on the location where he pinned on the map, you can look up and literally see Skylab breaking up.
Yeah, what do you think about that? That is remote viewing. You ever heard about it? You ever done it? If you haven't, you probably have tried it. You just don't realize it. It's pretty cool. Actually works. We're going to move on. Leave your thoughts below. Here we go.
Now, but the amazing thing is people don't know. The solar eclipse is happening on the very same day as the original plagues of the 3 days of darkness began.
No!
Yes.
Okay,
it's on the very same day.
This one we're going to have.
April 8th is the very day of the 3 days of darkness plagues began in the original Exodus. Yes.
Unbelievable. Is this a warning then? It's going, we got the Nineveh and the Jonah towns going through, but I mean, what kind of warning is this?
Great question. Here's the thing.
A real warning.
In Genesis 1:14, God declared the sun and the moon were for signs.
Right.
The only signs they can give is eclipses. All right. And the nice thing about eclipses, no false prophet can manipulate it.
No.
Okay. And they speak to every language, tribe, nation, and tongue.
Yep.
They don't need to be translated.
Nope.
Solar eclipse means judgment is coming upon a nation. Lunar eclipse refers to judgment coming upon Israel.
Okay.
Now, get a load of this. There has only been, since we become a nation in 1776, there has only been 8 total solar eclipses that have completely crossed the United States. I'm not talking about one that just clips California or Florida. I'm talking that traverses the whole United States horizontally or vertically. There's only been 8 since we became a nation.
Wow.
And guess when they occurred? 2 of them occurred during the Revolutionary War. 3 of them occurred during the Civil War. 2 of them occurred during the Vietnam War. Are we getting a hint of what this means?
Oh, no.
And so now in the 2000s, there was 2017, and now this one in 2024, and it's like a bullseye. It forms an X right over the United States. Now here's what's amazing. Of those 8, only one, which was the one 7 years ago, it only crossed the United States and no other country. The other ones crossed Mexico and Canada and US or something like that.
Interesting,
but the United States was singled out with
Just
the one
one.
7 years ago.
Yes.
Once.
Wow.
And now we have April 8th on Nissan 1. That Nissan 1 is the same day the glory of God fell. It's the same day at the inauguration ceremony of Moses' tabernacle. Okay, this is when this eclipse crosses these 2 places in the United States. And it's definitely God wants to communicate with us. People have to understand, God wants to communicate. These eclipses are communications directly from God warning us of what's coming.
Pay attention.
I mean, this is, without a question, a biblical sign. I was telling people earlier that, you know, you got the solar eclipses. That's God made. When you have a lunar eclipse or a blood moon that you were so famous in bringing forward, that's a God sign. There's 2 different types of locusts coming, you know, we know that. You know, there's all of these signs that are coming right now are all God signs. They're not man-made, not man-manipulated. It isn't Y2K.
Right.
Okay, it's not the Mayan calendar.
Right.
It's not Harold Camping predicting the rapture, all of which man-made and failed. These are God's signs. You can't run from these. These are biblical, right?
That's the whole point. See, the problem is the church is on the wrong calendar because our regular calendar is based only on the sun.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
And Iran uses the same calendar we do. Okay. Then you have the Muslim calendar, which is only based on the moon. Now they're both scientifically accurate, but they're not the one God uses. Like if I'm meeting with you, we have a 2 or 3 hour time difference.
Right.
If we're going to meet, we got to agree on what time.
Right.
God is the master of time. And if you're a slave, who controls your time? The master.
The master
He tells you
does.
when to go to bed, when to get up, when to do this. God, the first commandment, most people don't realize, you know, the very first commandment wasn't given on Mount Sinai. The very first commandment was given in Egypt, and it was get on my calendar. Nisan 1 is the first day. He wants his people on his calendar. Well, in Genesis 1:14, it says, let them determine the times. Not let the sun, not let the moon. But the reason why, you can only have a solar eclipse on a new moon. You can only have a lunar eclipse on a full moon.
That's true.
So that's why he says, okay, your months are based on the new moon. This way I can communicate with you.
Yep.
Okay, Passover and Sukkot are on a full moon, so I can communicate with you.
Because it's the appointed times. Appointed times.
Exactly.
Oh, that's pretty deep, huh? There's a lot going on there, a lot to unpack and think about. But it's real. It's happening. It's really happening. What do you think? What's going on in your area? Is there biblical things happening that you can attribute to that? Let me know down below. Till then, let's move on.
Started to do this ritual. There was some form of sex magic going on in the ritual. I heard sounds and I felt something being placed into my body. Then I blacked out, nothing more. The next thing I know, I'm sitting on a couch. Now the woman came in and she said to me, Max, you haven't been doing too well. Why don't you take a drink of this? I go, what is it? She said it's electrolytes and it's this and it's that, and it was bubbling and it was in a cup like that. I had a feeling inside of me that said, do not drink this, because if you drink it, it's going to reinforce whatever has been done and you will be stuck. So I was sitting there with it for about 5 or 10 minutes. She was saying, why haven't you drank it? Why haven't you drank it? And I sipped it and I spilt it. Spilt it all everywhere on the ground. She panicked like that. Went back and made another one, and this time I did drink it. And after I drank it, the feelings I had were like I could get up, I could lift up. I had extreme strength and I feel extreme power. Okay? So I was left there. Then the other guy, whose name's James.
Did you actually lift things up?
Yes. Yes, I felt like my strength has increased by 5-10 times.
So you essentially seem to have been programmed with the strength of a Minotaur.
And
the Minotaur being half human, half bull?
Yes. Then they said, look, you've got to eat a sandwich. They brought me a Subway of all things. When I took a bite of the Subway tasted like burning metal. Every time I took a bite out of it, it tasted like burning metal. So I spat it out and put it on the ground. Now I asked myself what's going on, and then something said to me, the thing that has been placed inside of you has been biting on these chains for thousands and thousands of years, and now you have taken on that inside of you, so everything is going to taste like that. But not to worry, it's only going to last 3 days, and it'll be gone and you'll feel fine again. 2 hours later, something happened, my body went rigid, and whatever was inside of me was rejected and left.
How did it do it?
It's sort of like, I felt whatever it was couldn't stick, and sort of moved out like that. At that point, this guy James Chandler brought a picture of somebody who's related to me, and then they said, it doesn't stick in you, it will certainly stick in him. It failed for you, so then you need to be taken out. And I got this terrible fear that I'm going to kill you.
Ooh, that's creepy. What did he do to get there and want that? How did he get in that situation? Is it real? What was told to him? Pretty interesting. Super soldiers. What are they using? How are they doing it? I don't know. Do you? What do you think? Let's move on.
So what is the Great Mud Flood? So for those of you who have not heard about this, and I'm not surprised if you haven't, you'll understand why in a second. But let me just start by asking the question. Would it be possible to hide complete history? Such a recent complete history. What if I told you we had an entirely different history until 250 years ago? And prior to that era, the civilization, which has been almost eradicated from its book, maps, and references, and even erased from a collective consciousness. Welcome to the Mud Flood. Well, according to all the evidence, they've managed in less than 4 generations to remove almost all references to whatever the pre-civilization was prior to the Mud Flood. Now I say pre-civilization because we're not just talking about covering up a global event, because although a lot of these pictures are from Russia, there's clear evidence in Australia, the Americas, United Kingdom, all over Europe, absolutely everywhere. There's clearly worldwide evidence. Check it for yourself. This evidence comes from all corners of the planet. Indicates a biblical style mud flood of global proportions. Buried great cities, wiped out millions of people, and literally reset the whole of modern civilization less than 250 years ago. Well, if they were populated previously, who built them? The question of who built them is probably a little bit more difficult, but we can still postulate that, and we'll come to that in a second. But the other question is, why would they cover it up? Which seems to be a little bit easier to answer. Some of the leading researchers on the mud flood have postulated their own ideas, and I tend to agree with them. So here it is. Prior to the mud flood, humanity had finally got around to working with each other, humanity, with the ability to produce free, limitless energy, similar to what Tesla postulated, but I'll jump back to that in a little while. And they lived in balance with the planet and make sure that the global population is shelter, was well fed. The energy was transmitted via Wi-Fi, similar to Tesla's power, to every residence, every building, in ways that we can't understand at the moment. So the bottom line is, why would they reset the mud flood? Well, my guess is that the new system that we call capitalism was an ideal time for these people to reset modern humanity and start charging, making profit obviously, from the energy that was previously free. Now you might think this is crazy, but before we go any further on that, I want to take a quick look at civilization many believe were the forefathers of these magnificent cities. Some of them are called star cities, others of them called them by their name, which is Tartarians or Tartarians, whatever you want to say it. that the great empire of Tartaria, or Tartaria, spread across most of Europe, and their architecture could be seen absolutely everywhere, all over the planet. As I said, the one thing that they had was free energy, allegedly. I tend to believe them because it gives a damn good reason why anybody would want to reset a civilization that was once not metered by electricity to one that now has to pay for everything, including the advent of the oil industry to make more profit and sacrifice the planet, whereas the previous civilization, pre-mud flood, so we're looking at 16th, 17th centuries, these people had no use of oil, no need of oil, because they were literally pulling electricity out of the ether.
Imagine what else may have been hidden from us.
It's greed. I think that's what did it. That's what does it all the time. It leads to the money. People get a little taste of money, they want more. Happens everywhere. Happens every decade, in every civilization. They have a little bit and want more. If they have it and you don't, why, they're better than you. That's how it goes. That's the way of thinking for many. If you made it this far, thank you. We've enjoyed having you, enjoyed seeing you. We're a fast-growing community here on YouTube. We will see you soon. Have a good day.